This is disrespectful. Oops, are we talking about the NIL? No, this is the college football playoff. Alabama shouldn't have been left out anyway. And Finebaum made his comments the other day. Let's take a look, but first, sign up for more Bama news. Alabama is once again in the spotlight, and not just because of its recruiting strength or the impact of Kalen DeBoer at the helm of the program. The discussion that has taken over social media and the college football world lately has been about the questionable performance of other teams in the first round of the college football playoff. Amid SEC Network's Paul Finebaum's criticism of the organizing committee, Alabama GM Courtney Morgan also seems to have reason to express dissatisfaction. Finebaum didn't mince words when criticizing the organization of the initial games, which, according to him, failed to deliver truly competitive matchups. He pointed to Penn State's utter dominance over SMU with a pointed snark, noting quarterback Kevin Jennings' 3 interceptions in the first half alone, 2 of which were returned for touchdowns. Furthermore, the Nittany Lions had racked up an impressive 216 yards of offense before halftime, while SMU looked completely lost. Finebaum's comment on the "take a bow" was a pointed dig at the CFP committee, which has promised close matchups but delivered lopsided contests like Notre Dame's 27-3 win over Indiana. Alabama, which has faced its own challenges in recent seasons, is certainly watching these developments closely. The frustration expressed by figures like Courtney Morgan reflects a broader sense that the selection process needs to be overhauled. But how does this impact Alabama? First, it's essential to understand the program's current context. Under Kalen DeBoer, the Crimson Tide continue to emerge as one of the most respected forces in college football. And while programs like SMU and Indiana struggle to compete at a high level, Alabama maintains its position as a powerhouse that is rarely questioned in terms of competitiveness. But wasn't that fair this season? This disparity between programs is a point that strengthens the argument that teams like Alabama should always be at the center of the CFP discussion. After all, what the public expects from a postseason is to see the best facing the best, not matchups decided at halftime. For Alabama fans, the message is clear: the team has the history, talent, and consistency to be a regular contender, while the committee should do its best to avoid repeats of lopsided early rounds. Finebaum's outburst and Courtney Morgan's frustration are reflections of a broader desire for fairness and quality in the college football playoff. Alabama, with its culture of excellence, not only expects but demands to be at the center of this competitive landscape. The committee, meanwhile, has a responsibility to ensure that future matchups live up to the expectations of the public and the programs involved. Let's see what it's like in 2025. But if you didn't comment on this at the end of the video, you can comment on this topic. And it didn't stop there. This time, it was ESPN's respected analyst Kirk Herbstreit who made a crucial point: strength of schedule should carry more weight in the committee's decisions. This reflection comes at a time when the disparity between teams has become evident, with the winners outscoring their opponents by a combined score of 145-68. For Alabama fans and advocates for a more competitive college football, Herbstreit's words resonate with a sense of urgency. He points out a recurring flaw in the mindset of ranking teams based solely on wins, without considering who teams have faced. This was evident with programs like Indiana, which made the playoffs with 11 wins but without facing any real opponents. In today's context, this type of criteria undermines the essence of the college football playoff, bringing together the best teams in the country for epic battles. Herbstreit is blunt in his analysis, suggesting that the old-fashioned approach of considering only wins needs to be replaced with a deeper evaluation. The comparison is clear: a team with 11 wins against average opponents should not be considered superior to one that, faced with a more challenging schedule, has won 9. Ultimately, the goal of the playoffs should not be to reward the appearance of success, but to ensure that the top 12 teams are selected. Under the leadership of Kalen DeBoer, the Crimson Tide continue to demonstrate their commitment to excellence by taking on challenges that others would shy away from. Herbstreit's argument reinforces what Alabama has already been advocating on the field. Consistency and quality against strong opponents should be valued more than an inflated record against weaker teams. For Crimson Tide fans, the issue is almost personal. It's frustrating to watch teams with questionable track records make the playoffs only to be steamrolled by truly competitive programs. Alabama not only competes, it sets the standard for excellence in college football, and it would be hard to imagine a team like this one's strength of schedule being overlooked in favor of simplistic metrics. Herbstreit's appeal is an opportunity for the committee to adjust its focus and ensure that next year's playoffs are more balanced. The disparity in quality in the first round was evident, but the solution is clear: prioritize strength of schedule. For Alabama fans who understand the value of playing against the best, this change would be an acknowledgement of what it means to compete at a different level. Let's see how that goes. What about recruiting? Cam Dewberry's transfer to Alabama is a strategic move that further strengthens one of the Crimson Tide's most critical areas, the offensive line. For a program known for molding elite NFL talent, the addition of the former Texas A&M standout is more than just a boost. It's a statement that Alabama continues to prioritize excellence and depth on its front line. Dewberry, a guard who was a freshman All-American in 2022, comes to Alabama with significant experience. During his 3 seasons at Texas A&M, he showed flashes of talent and consistency, primarily at left guard, accumulating 465 snaps in 2023. Despite a less impactful 2024 season that saw his playing time reduced to 261 snaps, Dewberry still displayed solid technique, allowing just 1 sack and limiting pressures. His ability to protect the quarterback and open up the running game will be essential for the Crimson Tide. Alabama faces a looming hole on its offensive line, with Tyler Booker likely leaving for the NFL draft. Booker, a mainstay of the unit, will leave a significant hole at left guard, and Dewberry emerges as a natural candidate to fill that role. The competition, however, will not be easy. Geno Vandemark, a transfer from Michigan State, has already demonstrated versatility playing both guard and center in 2024, and he will certainly be in the running for a starting spot. But what makes Dewberry such a valuable addition is his combination of experience, potential and fit into Kalen DeBoer's system. The coach has emphasized a balanced approach to offense, and a solid offensive line is essential to that strategy. In Dewberry, Alabama gains not only a player with a proven track record, but also someone motivated to regain its status as a standout after a low-key 2024. Additionally, this move is a reflection of Alabama's continued dominance in recruiting and transfer portal utilization. Dewberry is the program's 5th addition for 2025, joining a roster of players who have also had a history of impacting their previous teams. This ability to attract quality talent not only sustains the Crimson Tide's competitiveness, but also sends a clear message to its rivals: Alabama remains the preferred destination for athletes looking to compete at the highest level. For fans, Dewberry's arrival is further proof that the program is in good hands. Kalen DeBoer and his staff understand the need to maintain a robust offensive line, especially in a conference like the SEC where battles in the trenches often decide games. With Dewberry on the roster, the Crimson Tide is better positioned to continue its tradition of dominating on offense, protecting the quarterback and paving the way for a dynamic running game. The Crimson Tide gains more than just an experienced player, they gain a key piece to sustain their competitiveness in 2025. Another interesting recruit for Bama. Nick Hillgreen's transfer to Alabama is yet another smart move by the Crimson Tide to bolster their defense ahead of the 2025 season. After a solid season in Colorado, where he racked up 82 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 2 sacks, Hillgreen arrives in Tuscaloosa as a versatile and productive linebacker ready to fill important holes on the roster. With Jihad Campbell likely leaving for the NFL draft and Justin Jefferson possibly waiving due to graduation, Alabama was in dire need of reinforcements at linebacker. Hillgreen offers just that, an experienced player with the ability to cover the field wide, impact the pass game, and pressure the quarterback. His quick reads and tackling efficiency make him a different addition for Bama. With Kalen DeBoer, the program continues to make strategic moves in the transfer portal, securing talent that not only fills immediate needs, but also elevates the overall level of the team. Hill Green joins a defense already loaded with talent, but also facing challenges with the loss of veterans. His arrival brings not only proven production, but also leadership and intensity, essential qualities for a program that has its sights set on the top of the SEC and college football as a whole. The Colorado linebacker will not only help cover for impending departures, but will also add a dynamic dimension to the defense, especially in blitz situations and in short and intermediate pass coverage. Hill Green will have the opportunity to compete early for the starting job, contributing to a defense that will be essential in Alabama's quest for another national title. His performance in Colorado proves that he has the skill and mentality to thrive in an elite program like the Crimson Tide. He is expected to adapt quickly to the defensive scheme, becoming a key part of the rotation and helping to continue the tradition of dominant defenses in Tuscaloosa. We expect a strong Alabama in 2025. Now I want to hear your opinion. Comment.